But what do you think of this Russian, Chinese, Mexican connection situation? Is it all bullshit, smoke and mirrors? During the Ed Calderon interview, where he was talking about them going in Texas in a certain town from 10 apprehensions to 1,100 in a matter of, I don't know, I think it was like a month. My thought is, at any moment, any country that wants to get somebody in here to do what these Green Berets and these Navy SEALs are saying and go after our grid, which is so old and decrepit, I guess, right? While these two are having a TikTok war, they're not paying attention. Do you think that America is losing its steam? Do you think that other parts of the world are strengthening themselves to give us a big you?
I think what's happening right now, what makes America weak, is all the what's happening right now in the chat. It's everyone against everyone. It's not united, and not agreeing on certain facts because it's so right against left, and But you see, I don't know, but I think it's fear, right? Here's what I believe with all these Chinese nationals, okay, in modern times. Why I believe that drug trafficking could be the cause of that, it's a little different than what other people believe. What these drug, don't forget, I don't like the stuff about fentanyl being, oh, it's fentanyl, no, because China always produced, pseudoephedrine, right, which is the main precursor to methamphetamines, okay, and meth has been around for years, and it's always been available, okay, it has only increased. So what's the difference between meth and fentanyl, But what I do believe is that for people from China, when they're living in those communities and they have money, okay, and they have fortune, they have whatever they want, they can't sell their houses, they can't sell any of their belongings, because it's ran by the government, okay? It doesn't let you take your money out your bank or out the country, okay? So what drug trafficking has allowed China to do is offer those people in China, to sell their belongings or have the money in the bank and to give it to other, big business people, in China, and they give them the money here in the United States. Do you understand that?
Yeah, they loopholed it.
Okay, so now it gave people an opportunity to say, "Fuck, I could go to the United States and leave this place." You get
So
me?
they take their money that the government does not want them to bring with them to the United States and their belongings. They sell it to a corporate holding there in China. Once they arrive
For a
here,
percentage. Mm-hmm.
once for a percentage, as it's a service, and once
Yeah.
they're basically an escrow, and once they get here, they give them their money.
If you think about it, once they started doing that a lot, that's when you start seeing the uprising in so many nationals, Chinese nationals. So I see them everywhere where I live, and I'm like, I could be wrong, but they look like family people to me. You get me? Or escaping, a communist country.
So you believe they're coming in the name of asylum. Now, same deal with the Venezuelans. Here in
Great,
Chicago, I
great.
saw them. I saw five of them sitting on a video. I don't know if it was here in New York. I don't remember. Like they owned the train, chilling. Had some dudes snatched up, put their arms around his neck, rear naked, choked them, put them out, robbed them, slapped them up.
Where are the thugs at in Chicago if that's what happened? Where are the gangs at?
They're getting
The
smacked up
gangs got
around here
that soft, they're
too.
just gonna let some other dudes just come and run it, and then they're gonna take away what the community leaders were supposed to be like. Like you're gonna be robbing and letting people
I'm
steal in your
seeing
own
that
neighborhood.
too. I'm seeing that too. A guy went and tried to steal somebody's bike. They smacked him up and filmed it.
Yeah, what I'm saying. Now you're gonna let these dudes come into your like city, your neighborhood, and just basically run it like that's soft to me. Either they're gonna be a part of your gang or they're not. And if you're letting them do that to your own neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? What kind of shit is that, killers? This is what you're showing me right now. What I'm hearing is you're explaining criminals. So let me ask you, why are the Chinese doing that?
I'm just saying, do you think it's impossible that 5 out of the 1,000,000 didn't come here to knock a grid down or to put up a satellite or to put a balloon through? I'm saying that we cannot be absolute. People got that conversation, this immigration conversation fucked up. Between the people that want to come here and do it the quote unquote right way and go through their citizenship and all of this shit, and then there's the undocumented, you know what I'm saying, that are here for asylum, that are running from a communist country, like you said. But to pretend that in the Mario boat lift, he didn't open up prison doors and send anybody here, parole, go on to the U.S., you know what I'm saying? Why is it so impossible that the Chinese or Venezuela would do that?
Venezuela's definitely sending their criminals, okay? Right? Or whatever their agenda is. Obviously, they're not that bright. You see the problems that's happening. But I will tell you this. But it's funny because, look, this is what the government does. Today it's China. Why don't they say that about Hamas and the Taliban anymore? There's not Middle Eastern people crossing that border? Why, we have a new enemy, right? That's what they're selling on us, China.
What if they're all getting together?
But now you see that's different.
Why?
Now you're
Well, I mean,
saying not,
China's
not you're,
got the factories in Mexico and they're building all kind of power there. They're buying up land here. Let's talk about the government allowing them to buy up land here.
that's concerning to me. But I don't think it's because they want to do crimes, but they are buying massive amounts of land. But I think that I'm not sure who's buying it or why. If it's the country of China, I'm not sure. But that's a little bit like worrisome because they got the money.
Fucking
You
right.
know, I mean, there's a big difference between just say China buying up land, or you have immigrants buying up land in Oklahoma, Texas. What if they just want to, plant their own, vegetables or whatever? But on the other hand, you have Venezuela's taking over buildings, you said, and stuff like that. I think there's two very different type of, what do you call it? Like reasons why they're coming here. There has to be something done at the border, right? It has to be. It can't just happen like that.
It's like an open door policy.
Yeah, they can't. You have to do it. That's why, you know what I mean. Like, look what's happening. And the thing gets me more mad that Mexicans are involved with this. You get me? Because it's you have all these Mexicans coming down, but guess what? Canada got a lot of people that come in from Canada as well.
Shit, they don't let nobody in up there. You could have fucking stole a car radio in 1963 and they're not letting you into Canada, so they got a lot of nerve letting anybody cross over to this side.
They don't cross at the border. They just walk around the damn field and come back in the country from the upper side. I think that's just a whole different issue, but we have to put a stop to it. I think it's crazy the way people are doing are coming and stuff like that. It's not like I'm not sure. Like, do they consider themselves refugees or what?
Who?
The Venezuelans? Why are we talking about China when we've got bigger issues?
But I don't
Well,
see. I don't watch mainstream news, so I don't be knowing what they're
well,
talking about. I don't know if they're
well,
talking about the Chinese out there. I just know Ed Calderon was, and I know that I've heard other Navy SEALs talk about it. And this border has been a big topic of conversation across audiences to different platforms.
what I've learned from people who are in the military, right? They're gonna handle things how they've been trained to handle it. So someone says out there, yeah, what about the Middle Eastern people? They come here because water's cheaper. They buy land, send it back to their family. There's a lot of people that do that. Maybe China wants to do that. You get me? They buy the land, they can make their, grow better produce here, whatever they use. But I think that's very different from people coming here and then doing criminal acts and getting money and doing all that stuff. It feels like, why are we talking about China? Exactly what you're saying, because somebody's agenda is to scare the people. And maybe I could be wrong. Maybe they are doing something. I'm not sure. But China's the issue. You know why Ed Calderon talks about China? Because that's the issue, right? That's what people want to hear. That's why you're going to go on the
The
podcast.
bullet point, right?
Yeah.
What was it, or
So,
did they make it the issue? Wasn't an issue for me until I heard it.
well, I'm not sure what did he talk about China, but what did he say about China?
He said what I've been saying. He said that there's been an influx of all of these people. He broke down how they get here and through what routes that they get here, and that they're coming here with money. And it wasn't just him. I was listening to Jorge Ventura too, and he was talking about how how they've been getting here, how they come here with bread. Everybody's basically saying the same thing. Now, here's something that Ed Calderon said that where I told the chat, where's the video of that? Just like Bouvier said, where's the live video of someone going through this? He said that they was walking in formation, I guess the way the military does in China somewhere. And it's like, well, you got to show me the video of that shit, bro.